I pray and hope that 2026 will be the year that we make Iran great again.
And to the Ayatollah and his thugs, if you keep killing your people in defiance of President Trump, you're going to wake up dead.
For over a week and a half now, Iranians have taken to the streets to protest the country's cost of living crisis. Demonstrations began in late December when salesmen went on strike at a mall in downtown Tehran to protest spiraling prices. Since then, protests have spread elsewhere, including Tehran's Grand Bazaar and over 100 towns and cities across the country. Now, this is not new. Sudden price hikes in 2017 and 2019 also resulted in mass demonstrations and deadly government crackdowns. After the first Trump administration exited the Iran nuclear deal,
it's a horror show,
and reimposed sanctions in 2018, Iran was effectively shut off from the global financial system and oil export revenues. That accelerated the country's economic decline. The currency collapsed, wiping out the value of people's savings and all but erasing the middle class. As the economic crisis continued, major protests erupted again in 2022, following the death of an Iranian woman in custody for not properly wearing the hijab. But 2025 brought even greater challenges. As Israel widened the Gaza war to the region, Iran's closest allies suffered. Syria's Assad government crumbled, and Lebanon's Hezbollah was severely weakened. Iranians increasingly asked why their government had spent so much money on foreign allies rather than their own country's development. Israel's surprise attack and 12-day war with Iran in June brought this point home. Iran's foreign policy had cost the country tens of billions, but failed to actually protect it from foreign attacks. After the war, the currency began to collapse even further, falling to nearly 1.5 million to $1. Inflation reached 40 to 50% and soared even higher for food items, helping to bring protesters from smaller, more rural towns out into the street as it hit them hardest. Iran's government has tried to respond to the unrest with policy changes. It plans to give monthly food vouchers worth 10 million rials or $7 to Iranian households across the country. But beyond small tweaks, Iran's government can't properly resolve the crisis without undermining its own authority, for example, by reducing the army's control over the economy or offering the kinds of concessions on its nuclear program that could lift foreign sanctions. Iranians know this, and that's why some chants have gone beyond economic demands to include sayings like "down with the Islamic Republic" or "death to the dictator." In economically hard-hit cities like Ilam, protests have gotten violent, with security forces firing tear gas and pellet bullets at demonstrators. So far, 36 Iranians have been killed, and over 1,200 have been detained. As the unrest intensified, US President Trump warned that if Iran shot at protesters, the US will come to their rescue, adding that its armed forces were locked and loaded and ready to go. Israel is also reportedly considering options for intervention. The Mossad's Farsi account on Twitter uploaded a post telling the Iranian people, "We are with you in the field and let's come out to the streets together." But these officials may be getting ahead of themselves. Mass protests have been a repeated feature of Iranian life for the past 20 years, and especially the last 10. Yet major protests in 2009, 2019, and 2022 failed to topple the government due to the loyalty of the security forces. They still lack an organized, well-led, unified opposition movement. The leading candidate for such a movement, the son of the former Shah, Reza Pahlavi,
I'm more than ever ready to step in Iran,
has spent decades in exile, placing him out of touch with the Iranian people and ill-equipped to understand their needs. At the same time, the Iranian government seems to be slowly losing the ability to manage these crises. It can't keep throwing subsidies at the problem without worsening inflation and running out of cash. But despite the outrage they've caused, it's still unclear what or who could replace them.